What's up guys, this is Gesture of None and welcome back to another episode of To Do List Minecraft. So today, before we go even look at the To Do List room, which actually the door's open, I'm just going to go ahead and close that before I continue. The village really needs finishing. There you go. There you go. Now you know that it's magic, of course. I didn't press any buttons there. It's just the magic of the To Do List room. Anyway, this village has been waiting to be finished for so long because it's, for some reason, it's the last thing I want to do. I don't know why. It's not actually even that much hassle. I did a little bit of this room last week and I never touched it again after that. I think it's because I'm putting it off because it's so much of individual work, and like every single house has to be a little bit different. Especially this house needs a little bit of fixing. I never got around to doing it. There's a lot of things to do. Oh, lovely, it's raining. There's a lot of things to do here, but it needs to be done. I also wanted to show you before we start on that we've had a little problem over here. If we go look at our resources area, there's a little bit of a sea, and I think Clock's down there. Yeah, he's doing his best to stay out of the flood. But I have found the issue. It was actually that one of these barrels didn't have this one actually. The aluminium didn't have the black hole upgrade that allows it to chuck anything extra it has over 64 by 64. So it was getting filled up, and that meant that filled up, which meant that filled up, which meant all the resources got on the floor. So that's fine. It's not a complete resource system yet. I mean, obviously, I haven't even filled in that hole there with a conduit cover. I still haven't got rid of that anvil. I don't even know why it's there. This system here for building... Nope, don't want to go in there. This system here for building more complex resources hasn't been put in place yet, but the system will be finished. Oh, and I also haven't yet sorted out this system for... This is for processing the resources we receive from our mob farm, which is all the way over there. So that needs to be done and will be done soon. But that's not part of the village. I consider this warehouse my property within the village, and I will shoot any trespassers. So the villagers, which we haven't got yet, villagers ought to be careful. And then I also need to set up the ancient warfare stuff for here, because I'd like a little bit of ancient warfare. Where did you come from? You should be in the... You should be all the way over there. How did you get here? Wow, you're lucky. That's weird. How did he do that? I'm proud and confused. I also have no capture things on me right now, so I guess I'll just leave him there, but, you know, still, I'm impressed. Okay, so what I want to do is finish this village, and that means, you know, giving all the houses doors, giving them all interiors, you know, making space for people to actually live there and for us to actually have villagers, putting a second floor on, as like I kind of gave up halfway through this one, and then also giving them all lighting, because right now none of them are lit. There shouldn't be any spawning here because of the fact that we've got a magnum candle just up here. Well, there are things that need to be finished. I'd like this village to be alive and finished. So what we're going to do today is finish off the interiors of a lot of these places, which is going to take a long while. So I'm just going to go through now what each of them are going to be. I think I did this a while ago, but let's go through it now, just for the sake of having it completed. And then I'm going to do most of the hard work off camera because it's going to take a long time. And I'm now doing episodes in a kind of like a when I have time to do them kind of structure, which makes my life a little bit easier. So I'm not able to go and show you all the work, but it's going to be like we did this week, like we did last week with this, roughly this kind of interior where you can sort of see beams. I'll put some more detailed stuff in there, like for example, I just have to find out what mod it is. You can make a stool. Ah, there you go. It's the Bibliocraft mod. So I can make some furniture, and I may do some of that because that will really allow me to sort of spice things up a little bit in some of these places. But basically all of these places need a little bit of furniture. I'm going to do most of it with micro blocks probably, just because it's one of the simplest ways of building interesting things in my opinion. So let's go through it. This should be the house for forestry. So this needs a fence and some trees and all the equipment we need to do forestry, which is something I'd like to get into in the future mods, or in future. This I think was supposed to be a butcher's, or at least a meat storehouse or something like that. Maybe we'll change its use, but I think it was supposed to be a meat storehouse. This is just a house, I believe. This is just where people live. Yeah, maybe I'll put some extra doors in here to double up the number of villagers who count in here, because I'm going to use default Minecraft villages. This is not an ancient warfare village. This is a Minecraft villages. This was supposed to be where the fish are stored, or where this is sort of supposed to be a bit nautically themed. So we'll see what we're gonna do about that. Over here is the library. And obviously there's books going to be there. I might do some stuff with the production of books underneath here and the storage of some kind of special books. I know there are things that I could do. For example, I could have a secret enchanting area under here, and actually now I said that, I think I might do that. So there we go, because secret enchanting rooms are all the rage. So that's going to be that. And then over here, this is the inn. So this needs obviously a sign. It needs a bartender, which probably will be ancient warfare. It needs a lot of things, but mostly needs to be finished. I think I'll see if I can incorporate a fireplace here if I can. We'll see, because some things are more or less complicated. We'll see what we can do. Over here, I believe this was supposed to be a guard tower or a storage tower. I think this is probably going to be storage, actually. Maybe I'll have a bunch of grain from my storage area transported over to here. We'll see what I do with that. This was supposed to be for the guards, like a small guard room. So we'll have to put a door and an entrance at the bottom here. Over here is a warehouse for building of ships, and I'm just going to build a small kind of like prop ship to go in here. Obviously, it needs lighting, and this bit over here filled in, and then a little bit of a step down so that people can actually use it, because actually just had to punch a hole in it to make room. This hasn't got an entrance, but it is a lighthouse, I believe. Yeah, I didn't build an entrance into it. I just left it closed up. So maybe I'll add an entrance and maybe even an interior, because I don't like having buildings that are just like props on the outside. And now this is the village. This is the building that will probably be the most annoying and the most hard work. I would like this to be a bank, and I've got a particular system in mind. This here is to symbolize where the vault will be. I have a particular system in mind, and not a very pleasant system. We'll get to it in this episode, hopefully. Particular system in mind for getting gold to store in this bank, and hopefully, maybe, I'm not sure because I've had some problem with it, but maybe I can set up a village trading system. I know the ancient warfare system is not implemented, but I believe I could still set it up, and this bank will be the heart of it. So, I'm going to go ahead and get started on that. Maybe I'll do my best to show you as much of the progress through these houses as I can, but given time restraints, I may in the end just cut through to when I have done them. So we'll see. I'll do my best to show you at least one house halfway through. Oh, if not, by the way, if I don't end up doing that, the next thing we'll be seeing is me putting villages in here, and that's going to involve our animal lab over there, where we also have our cloning facility. I'm going to see you in a second when that is good and finished. Okay, we are back, and that is because I am almost finished. I didn't want to finish everything without showing you like I talked about, but, you know, I'm almost finished. I'm looking over here because I did some work to fix this area because it was a little bit broken. There was a few things that I'd maybe forgotten to do, or maybe they just got unbroken, I hadn't noticed. But now everything is working the way it should be. There's food in there, and then it's being picked up and so on, and the excess is going in here and being sorted. So it's mostly working. And the thing that was broken was that I didn't have the produce collector. I've also had to go and set up down here an Ender IO version of it's over here, the crafter, because the system I was using for Ancient Warfare was not doing a very good job of actually keeping the recipe. I had to reinitialize the recipe every time I logged into Minecraft, which was causing me some issues. So now that works perfectly fine, and I can show you over here that finally, because they were working on I had to go and make some food for them every now and then and get them back to work. Finally, these guys have full up on food, and this is the excess food, which is also full. So let's check the food deliverer. Oh, I also fixed the blacksmith, which is okay, which is a good thing because he was a little bit weird. Ah, there he is, food deliverer. Let's check his inventory because I would bet that he is full. Okay, he's got a little bit of food in there. That's what I assumed. Maybe it's not been going for long enough to make him full, but food should be building up, and we've got different types of food in there. So it's not just that we've got food. We've got different kinds of food, which means basically all the systems are working. The sugarcane farm didn't have anything. There was nothing being done with it. It was just growing sugarcane and never being harvested. So it was at full, and there was nothing happening with it. And I guess it's still pretty much like that. I think it's fine now, but it was completely full. Anyway, let's get on to the thing that I really wanted to show you, and that is the work or the changes that I've made here. So we're not going to go inside here. I might just sneakily close the door without showing you because it's a mess. I got sick of setting it up, so now you can't see anything, but maybe I can just show you through the window. The floor's gone. I was getting sick of doing it, so I've left that one. Over here we have the what's this called? This is the forestry hut. Nothing going on in here because it's the same stuff as that stuff over there, and I'm getting sick of it. I just find it overly complicated, but I like it. I wonder why. I ask myself occasionally why I even set this up. I think I want the bee thing going on, but I don't actually need them, so maybe that's why I'm not very passionate about it. But it will be set up, and we will continue the bees. I have got half of the work of automating them done. It's a little bit of a lot of work to do, so we'll get around there. But now we have here what I ended up turning into a general store. So that's cool. I haven't piped these up yet, but I'd like them to have. I'd like to see if I could engage this area with. Oh, I added this like strut work at the top. I'd like to see if I can engage this area with the trading system that I've been sort of fantasizing about the whole time I was building all of this. We'll see, but I'm almost certain that I can get a trading system going, even though the Ancient Warfare NPCs don't actually trade. That doesn't work. I think I can do it, but if I can't, then this will just be a nice display. So there's that done, or almost done. There's no one in there yet. And then I've gone around and added these little, like I said, these little struts in some places, just to give some more character to the houses, so they're not just blocks. Next up is this house, which, well, this one was the one I first demonstrated, but I've actually had to change the stairs because they were just a little bit off. And now, it's almost worse. Now this needs redoing with carpet all over the place because I did the stairs and then moved on. So that's not finished either, which is fine. I told you I was gonna show you it before I'd finished. This will probably be a little kitchen when I'm done here. The most finished, I think, is the library and then also the inn over there. So we'll get to those. Oh, and also the banks had some cool changes. This is the fish house, the fishing shop. And this is a little tank. I wanted to put a tank in this place, but couldn't think of where to put it. And this is the best I could really do. So we're going to have a tank there. I put the algae that gives off light at the bottom, so there'll be some light in here. And then upstairs is just, well, it's just the upstairs. Probably also have some fish-related things in it. And then down there is the door to the exit. I've done my best to put in as many doors as possible to make this as big of a village as possible. Because I want to see villagers bustling around all over the place. And then we have the library, which is one of the first ones I did. And the library I like very much. You have this... up here, this cool bookshelf. You've got a little place to sit and read a book if you want, and then there's this like railing going along the side to make sure you don't fall off. And then you hit this switch, and you've got a little enchanting table, which is great because I've like had my enchanting table in a box for a long time. So now it's out, and now we can use it. But when I don't want it, I can just fold it away, and that's thanks to these advanced drawbridges, which I'm in love with, by the way. Okay, let's move on. 2 doors here. That's another good door addition. Let's turn left first because. No, that's more impressive. So let's go here first. This is the little house that I'm not really sure what the purpose of was. I think I'm going to keep it a mystery. Like, I'm saying keep it a mystery because I don't know what's going to be in here. I think it's just an excuse to have 4 more doors to make the village a little bit more sizable. But maybe this will continue to be an unknown area for a while. But I think it was supposed to be a storage house, like I mentioned. Maybe it'll be a clock tower or something. It's a little bit weird. Let's just leave it at that. There's nothing really going on here, but we'll see in the future what I do with it. Then there's nothing done over there. Oh, let's go over here. I put a little boat in here and also a door, and we can see what the boat looks like. It's just like, it's supposed to be the structural image of a boat, what a boat would look like before it's finished, because this is for boat building. So this boat will remain here permanently, not quite built. And then finally there's the inn. That's the only, I've also like tried to nicen up all the doors that were there. Didn't do this, but that's because I'd like to implement some guards for this area, and I will probably involve this building and maybe some more buildings. So I haven't done this yet because I'm not quite sure I'm not quite sure of the exact implementation of the guards, so I've left this here for now. So let's check out the inn, probably my favorite, but also not that complicated. Let's go in here. First we have a rug. This will be where the bartender is. I need to just make it so that he can't get out, because when you have a bartender or NPC or anything like that, if you want them to be there all the time, you have to lock them in. It's just a simple fact about NPCs. Although Ancient Warfare ones, you can tell them not to move using the creative menu, which in my opinion really should be in the normal menu, because sometimes you don't want your NPCs moving. Here is a little eating area with a nice little fire. There's netherrack underneath. And then if we go upstairs, these are the stairs, obviously. There are 2 bedrooms, each for 2 people, but you know, I'm sure you can sleep in there alone. That's fine. You'll just be a little bit more comfortable. Over here is a sort of like relaxing area with some books, and there's a big fireplace. And if we go out to the top, just give me a second to escape from this staircase of hell, which I love, by the way. I should put a toilet under here. I hadn't thought of that. I think I'll probably put a toilet under here. Once you get out of this place, close the doors again, there is this little chimney, which I like. This is from, what mod is this? This is from Twilight Forest. I use the same thing over there over here for the top of the baker. So, those are the new houses. I haven't done anything over here. The only other addition is the bank, which now has a inside. I don't know why I didn't bother building the wall. I will build a wall. I may change the facade of this bank because it doesn't really make sense with the rest, like with the interior. It's a very fancy interior and kind of modern, and then a very old-fashioned kind of villagey exterior. So maybe this will get a change. Maybe not. We'll see. And then over here, I can just close the door to show you. This is the vault, which is cool. It looks nice and locked up. You wouldn't even be able to tell that you could get in. And then when you open it up, very simply opens up. This will be where I'll put an NPC. I'll use an Ancient Warfare NPC because firstly, those are what I'll be using for the setting up a trading system. But secondly, I'm going to use the don't move option from creative and set up a trader just to stand here. Under here, I am going to make a mob spawner. Now, if I can, I'm not sure if it'll work or not. I'd like to make a mob spawner for, lost miners. Because lost miners are a type of villager, and when they're killed, they drop a particular kind of coin. I can show you it. From Thorncraft. Thorncraft coins, there's no way of spawning them. They've got actually some uses which I didn't know, but Thorncraft coins can be gained from killing villagers. And lost miners spawn underground under specific circumstances. I'm not sure I understand all of the circumstances. So I'm going to do my best to make a lost miner spawner, but there's no information anywhere that I can find about how their spawning works. So if I can't make a lost miner spawner, we'll come up with another solution. But the way this place is going to get its gold, which will be, by the way, the foundation of the trade system that I hope to set up eventually, is by killing lost miners, which is a little bit evil. So maybe I'll give this bank a little like sinister theme, although banks are already pretty sinister. So, oh great, Blood Moon. Well, good time to go underground. We're going to go all the way over here. This should all be safe from the Blood Moon. It should all be protected. But if I'm not in the area, especially, then it won't be in danger. Let's go over to our laboratory. I should really set up a teleporter to go over there because it's a bit of a pain getting all this way. But, and I really wanted to be underground before I caused anything to spawn. Although, yeah, like I said, they should be protected. They should have the magnum candles covering everything. So, although there's no longer a wall, which was kind of an important thing about keeping things outside of the area where they could do harm. So let's go down here into the lab. So the reason we're in this lab is because I want to get my villagers from a very special place. I would like my villagers to be from the last millennium. There is one villager in the last millennium, and I've set up a cloning system here, which I can show you. There you go. It should have everything it needs to work. If it doesn't, then I'll have to make some changes, but it should have everything it needs to work. Now, I can get villagers from anywhere. I can cure a zombie villager. That's kind of unique. I could just use one of these villagers, which is just a generic villager that I stole and then copied until I got the lab villager, and then I copied that. But what I want is a really unique villager, and there's the villager from last millennium is one of a kind. It doesn't have any trades. It just seems a little bit special to me. So I'm gonna go and steal it. I'm gonna go steal it and bring it back here. So let's do that now. We just have to go to the last millennium, and I've got my Safari Net launcher. Just needs to be in capture mode, and I should be able to get him. Let's go through. Here we are. Now, this is by no means a complicated thing. It's not difficult in any way, and I actually still love the last millennium. It's not difficult in any way. It's just that, well, I think it's cool. It's not challenging. I just think this is a nice place to get a villager. You can see here he's got the whole like no trades thing, which is I find kind of cool, makes him a little bit unique, and then we're just gonna get him like this. Oh, I need to give us one of our things. I made some extras. And then yep, there we go. I wasn't sure if we actually could capture him because he's a little bit strange. Let's go through here. Up, and we respawned on our spawn point. I really thought I'd go back to my last millennium portal in my house. Oh, that's cool. I hadn't seen that before. I think I have actually. I'd like to do something with that one day. Anyway, let's go back to our base. It should be in this direction. I'm going to cut to when I'm there because it's a long way to go. Oh, crap. It was a creeper. I dropped right down. No, I've not got any armor. I can't do this right now. Thank you very much. I dropped down right on top of a concussion creeper that happened to be there. Hopefully I can drop through and get into my lab before I die. There we go. That was annoying. I got to build some new armor. I don't know. I think I talked about this. I don't know where my armor went, but it disappeared as I was doing my whole fixing the world thing. So that caused me some problems. It has caused me some problems. Now, let's go and clone our villager. I'm hoping that everything works fine. I don't actually know whether it will. We just need to go through here. I'd like to get this guy out of here. Have I got another thing that I can use to clear him up? Oh, I actually don't know if I've got a... what is this, a librarian? Yeah, I don't actually know if I've gotten a librarian in storage, so this will be our storage librarian. So, this should be the last villager, and I should just need to spawn an exact copy, and he should spawn in here. So let's stand out of the way a bit and just watch. Oh, apparently he's spawned somewhere else. Is there another last villager somewhere around here? Or apparently he's not spawned. Oh, there we go. Exactly the same. Perfect. Okay, there you go. I'm going to keep the original. So the original is going to be there. We've cloned a villager, which is pretty cool. Now, the original is always going to be the one in this this reusable Safari Net. And that's going to go into our cold storage, which will be here, I guess. Now, he's important, so he's going to go right in the corner. And then this one is just a librarian, so that's going to go there. And now we've got a copy of that villager. So, now the job is to rename them. Oh, I need to go get some tags. Okay, now the job is to rename them and get some name tags. And I think I'm going to capture them with a... I know they don't despawn, but just in case anything happens to them, I'm going to capture them with a golden thingy here. Hang on. There you go. I'm going to capture them with a golden jailer Safari Net, which is just going to be a little tiny bit of work to do. And then afterwards, I should be able to capture them. It's just going to make sure their name tags always show up. I'm going to try and rename them. I believe that I can rename them. If I can't, well, no problem. But I believe that I can. And then I'm going to give them some wheat and try and let them breed, which would be a nice thing. Okay, I will be back in a second when I've got those name tags and stuff ready. Okay, here we are. We just need to go and apply these, or do our best to apply these anyway. I think this was the first guy, right? So let's see if we can... Okay, there you go. It works. So we've got beta here. and Gamma. And the reason we don't have Alpha is because Alpha is the original from the last millennium, which is funny because he was the last one. He should really be Zeta, and we should have counted down from that. But that's fine. And then I'm just going to try and capture them. Oh, I'll need to do this with my net capture thingy. Let's just capture them in their golden safari nets so that we know they will never disappear. Just to be sure. There we go. And now we can fly back to our village. The red moon has thankfully ended, so we'll hopefully see almost no enemies. But there'll probably be some left, so I should be careful. Let's head up there. No, it looks like we're clear. Good. Okay. Back over here. Now, I'm going to pick up some wheat to throw to my villagers. I was just going to check that these guys are all alive as well. Be a real pain if they died. It looks like we're okay. There's people in the fields, people running back and forth here. That's fine. Let's grab some wheat. There'll probably be some in one of these boxes. Yeah, there we go. 19 wheat will do. Maybe a little bit more just in case. There we go. So, this is to allow them to breed because I want my villagers to breed. I don't know if they're going to do that though. I can't make them happier and therefore force them to breed, but I can lock them in a place and then make sure that they breed for me. Let's put them in the bedroom of the inn actually. That seems really appropriate. Or maybe there's not enough room in there. Let's try it there. And then they're each going to get some wheat. They should pick this up. It looks like they're picking this up, right? They're both farmers. Come on. Do your breeding. I'll close the door. Oh, they're looking at each other. Come on. Do your thing. There we go. This looks like they're about to do it. I mean, I feel weird for watching, but also I need this to happen. Go on. I'm going to stare at them for a while, and if nothing happens, then we'll go do something else. No, they don't seem to be doing anything. Maybe the rules for their breeding have not been met. So, next thing to do, I'll keep chucking wheat at them until I can't be bothered to anymore. Or while I'm talking, at least. I think the next thing to do is to make sure that we have enough of the rules met. I'm going to go ahead and lock these guys in here so they don't get hurt. I'm just going to do that with some dirt. Make sure they can't get out. There we go. There we go. That should do the trick. Maybe I'll block them just from view as well, just so they don't get eaten up. So let's go ahead. There we go. And now we should be able to see them through this window, just to make sure they're doing stuff. Yeah. Well, I can see one of them's the corner of one of them, which is weird to say that a person has a corner. Okay, let's leave them like that and hope for the best. I don't know if there's like a love potion, actually. I hadn't thought to check if that exists. I wonder if that could make villagers have children. Well. Okay, so the other thing I want to make now for this village to get this kind of started a little bit is a village indicator, I think it's called. A village highlighter. So we just need wood, cobblestone, and emerald. I have those things already, so let's go over there and do them. Actually, I might need to go get wood. But fortunately, we have a huge, crazy supply of wood. I wanted these tree farms to be a little bit more natural looking and make them a bit more like a forest, so there's less trees in here. And despite that fact, we have plenty of wood. So much wood that I had to put a trash section into the blacksmith's house because his chest was filling up constantly. So, there you go. Oh, while we're here, let's just have a moment's silence. I don't know where. I don't even know his name. I've forgotten his name, but I don't know where this guy went. He's gone. He was on a leash. How did he go? It frustrates me and confounds me. He may actually have... I don't think I ever gave him a safari net, like made him permanent, so he may have just despawned. But maybe he'll turn up floating about somewhere. I promise that I won't like put him back in and fake that he turned up. If I find him again, it's not that one, I already checked. If I find him again, I'll tell you guys, but it makes me sad that this guy's kind of disappeared. If you remember, I don't know if you do, if you remember, I found a pig there and I gave him a little house and now he's abandoned us. So let's go ahead and make that village thing we wanted to make. This issue has been solved. Good, nothing around here. And I've turned the machines off. I may as well turn them on. Clock's still here, which is nice. May as well turn them on. When we turn the machines on, it also opens that door or closes that door, which is a little bit odd. So, emerald. We'll have to break down an entire block to get one, which is fine. I'll just chuck them back in the system. There we go. And this should be... I should be able to put this in any inventory anywhere, and it'll go back in the system, I think, right? Oh, wow. That means there's a problem with our system because Quicksilver's not being picked up. Why is that? Aha. Quicksilver was not set to insert. Now that'll get picked up, hopefully. Right? Yeah, it should work. Okay, well, there's something wrong with Quicksilver. I will forget about that, and I'll fix it when there becomes a problem. You know what? I'm just going to chuck these on the ground. I can't be bothered to find the right chest to put them in to make things work. So, next up, we needed cobblestone, right? There should be some cobblestone over here. Oh, I love when the system works the way it's supposed to. And I don't think I have any crafting tables left. I hate leaving them floating around. So let's just... The problem is, it's my fault. I put crafting tables all over the place. So when I actually need one, I haven't got any. There we go. Solidly satisfying. And there we go. That is what we need. And let's take this over there. We'll put it somewhere kind of central. I guess here is fine. Put it like a little birdhouse. That's rather nice, actually. And I think I have to activate it. Okay, so there are villagers here. I don't know. It won't tell us if the... It won't tell us if the village is big enough to have people in it. I think we have to put a villager in a different house as well to have, in order for this to qualify. But there's definitely enough doors in the village that this is bigger than... I can't remember what the rules for villager spawning is, but there's definitely enough doors here for villagers to breed. So maybe I'll just have to leave them alone. I might go in and check on them, because they haven't moved at all. Can they even move? They're just staring at each other. One of the things that we'll have to see is whether those villagers can actually breed. Because they're a little bit messed up. They're a little bit weird compared to normal villagers. So I don't know if they'll actually do anything, even with wheat. But like I said, they haven't got any trade set up. So maybe that, like, part of that is the fact that they're a little bit weird. Maybe I'll just breed more villagers and stick them in here so that the village is more populated. Or maybe I'll go and get some generic villagers and repopulate the village with that. We'll see what I do. But look, there you go. There is a village mostly finished. There's things I want to get going here, but I'm happy with the decoration, apart from that one, and then also that one. Now, next thing I want to do in this episode, because oh wait, yes, the village finishing was actually only a thing I wanted to do. We haven't actually checked the to-do list room, but I'm sure the first thing the to-do list wants us to do is to just fix that hole because it's very annoying. There we go. Now, next thing up is to check the to-do list room. I don't actually know what I put there because it was quite a while ago, so we will see in a second what's going on. Where's the... Oh, there's the... I lost the switch temporarily. I should change this out for a system with the drawbridge things that I love because I'm sure it'd be much more effective. I still love the newly done to-do list room. It's so much more terrifying. Like, this is awful. This is really, really creepy. Okay, let's see what we've got next. Okay, get the villagers some bread and get some armor. Okay, the bread thing is because I realized in the space of that door opening, actually I edited a little bit just before, and that's why I knew, that I have to give the villagers bread, not wheat. I don't know why I thought it was wheat. It's just a weird thing that was in my head because I've done it before and been confused before why the villagers weren't breeding. So apparently it's wheat. I went and googled it. Apparently it's wheat. It's bread, not wheat. So yeah, they're both in here. Will you take some bread? I realized that they didn't actually take the wheat that I gave them last time. Maybe they aren't taking it this time. I had 20. Okay, yeah, they're not taking it. Let's try carrots. Let's try potatoes because I have potatoes. And then, oh wait, did he take it? No, I've got exactly the same amount. I'll try potatoes, and if that doesn't work, maybe someone can correct me on what I'm doing wrong, but I'm pretty sure they should be able to breed perfectly fine now. There's definitely more doors than there are villagers, so that's for sure. There's 2 villagers and like 1,000 doors. So it must be something to do with either what they are or what I'm doing. So let's get some potatoes and just try it out. These should be potatoes here. Oh, that's carrots. Here we go. There you go, 64 potatoes. Wow, someone's not collecting. What's happening? Why are there 64 potatoes there? Now I'm worried. Let me check the... Someone isn't collecting often enough. Animal farm collector's there. Where's the produce collector? What are you doing? Why aren't you doing your job, Mr. Produce Collector? This is the... But he should be there. Butcher's there, not doing his job. Fuel deliverer is just hanging out. Ah. Here's produce deliverer with his face stuck in a wall. Let's go ahead and fix that now. God, they do not do well at all with these half blocks. I've had to like change the orientation of all of these things so that they wouldn't keep walking into them. They seem to just love getting stuck on them. They just can't navigate them. I think they think half blocks are all normal blocks. So they try and go through them and they can't. That's probably the same reason why we get some people stuck in there sometimes. Oh well, that's going to happen sometimes, and maybe I'll change my setup a little bit so that won't happen. We'll see what I do. Right, let's try with these potatoes that I have. They're both upstairs. I can hear them doing their thing. If not, we'll just accept that we can't breed these guys. No, they aren't taking the potatoes. Putting potatoes all over the place. Come on, eat my potatoes. And you too. Come on. That's it. There's a good boy. I think I've probably got exactly the same amount here. Yeah, 2 stacks. Okay, well, you know, I'm doing something wrong. I can't trade with them to make them happy and make them want to breed. So, there's nothing really to do here about this. I'll leave them for a little while. I may even let them wander out, actually. Because what's the worst that's going to happen? There's a magnum candle. So, we'll close that up, and then we'll hope for the best. Now, I tried the potatoes thing to do this room, and it didn't work. Why is your door open? Oh, it's because I keep flying out. Let me just close the door. There we go. Now, the other thing the this room said was to make armor, and that's true. I have no armor. I don't know where it went. It should be here. Look, I'm looking at my head now and it's not there. So we need some new. Now, the last time I made something, what was it called? It was from Redstone Armory, I think. Yeah, I made this stuff, the flux infused chestplate stuff. Now, I figure why not just go ahead and upgrade to the next level the Enderium flux chestplate, which is exactly the same thing, has a longer charge, I'm guessing better protection. No, this has better protection. The protection on this stuff is rubbish compared to the other stuff, but it's got a higher charge, I think, right? Yeah, okay, less protection, but I can enchant them for better protection. Less protection, but there is more charge, and the charge is the really important thing I find. So what we're going to do is go ahead and make them. I've put this sort of like collection of machines up here so that we can do it. I'm going to go ahead and chuck these potatoes. I don't really care about them. I'm just going to put them on the floor and someone can come and eat them. Fine by me. If you want to have raw potatoes, that's your business. Okay, let's get started. Now there's a lot of work to be done here and I might cut through most of it, but we've got all the resources we need here, so we don't need to worry. But I'll just need diamonds. And then those need to go in there. And then we need some redstone, which is here. And some silver ingots around here. Oh, wow, we're almost full up on depleted fuel. I need to go downstairs and fix that because that's not good. I'll fix it at some point, though. Now, I think we have everything we need in our inventory to make some blazing pyrothene. We've got sulfur. There you go. And what was the other thing? Oh, blaze powder. Well, that's great. I threw everything on the floor. Forgot to get some blaze powder. There you go. Now I have everything. There we go. Bunch of blazing pyrothene. Okay, let's get our silver, which is crushed. And then we should just be able to combine these. There we go. This is way more efficient. I remember the last time I did this, it took me hours. It was tons and tons of work. But now that I've already got all the machines set up, everything's got enough power. Like, we're not struggling for power at all. If I go ahead and clear this snow again. Yeah, we're perfectly fine on power. Even if the reactor shuts down because of my stupidity and not setting up a good enough... Oh, you pooped on the reactor. Thanks for that, clock. That's really helpful. That's really wonderful of you. Idiot. I don't know why I still have that guy around. Yeah, take that back. Sorry, clock. Actually, I didn't mean to hurt you. I just meant to throw poop at you. Sorry, buddy. I'll bring you a carrot soon, okay? Right. Sorry, we just had a bit of a fallout there. Okay, I've got to go find my induction shelter. It's been put away with all the other stuff for my for reconstructing this area, so I'll be back in just a second. Okay, there we go. Now, I also picked up some item conduits from Ender.io just to make my life a little bit easier. There should be power. Yeah, there's power behind here. That's perfect. And I also grabbed some augments just so that this goes a little bit faster because I hate waiting around. There we go. Now, that goes in there. And that goes in there. Okay, that's being made. Now, what's the next thing? Because we have to make, in order to make this armor, which I prefer, I have to make this armor first. Is it possible for me to make the jetpack version of this? Oh, the jetpack version of this doesn't actually exist, but it's much better. It's got such a higher amount of storage capacity for the sake of, maybe it's more worthwhile me building this chest plate and then the rest for being the higher charged armor. Hang on a second, guys. I have to reassess this. I tell you what, the only thing that's really worth having is the boots and the helmet and stuff like that. And then after that, the jet plate's much more valuable. So I tell you what, I'm just going to make the boots, and then after that, we will see. So I think I just need this then. Okay, let's see what we can make with that, because I don't actually need everything, like I said. So, trousers, also great. And then, I'm not going to charge them at all, because I'm not going to use them. Helmet, I think there might be another helmet I want, but this is a fine helmet for now. And then also, I think we need... No, that's everything, because we're not making the... We won't be making the chest plate. We're going to be using something else. Okay, now the next thing I need is ender pearls, and that's not that big of a concern. So previously I was getting them from our mob farm over there, which was great because I get these little, where are they? Yeah, these little ender fragments. 4 of them together make a ender pearl, but we don't need that anymore. Just before I got started with fixing this area over here, I put down a little special area so that I wouldn't have any more problems with ender pearls because I'm bloody sick of them. So, if we just go down this inconspicuous hole over here, we have a lot of ender lilies. So I put these in a long time ago. Some of them probably aren't finished growing, but most of them are. So I can go, whoops, don't touch them. So I can go ahead and pop a lot of them. There you go. Oh, shouldn't hold right trigger and do that because I just wasted 2. Let's do that a little bit more gently. Hey, there you go. Much better. There you go, not bad. I managed to get 2 and a bit stacks of ender pearls. I'm just checking there's no more left, which it's quite rewarding given the amount of effort I had to put to try and get all of these bloody seeds. There's a lot of walking about for a lot of time. So this, I'll put the cover back on. There you go. This is there when we need it. So well, it'll be handy. Now we can get back to business. I don't expect us to need much more than this. There you go. Got enough to do a little bit of a start. So first thing we need is lots more of these crystals. So I'm just going to make some more actually. I chucked all my diamonds and redstone in there. There you go. That should get to work quickly. And we should have enough just to do a little bit of a start. Oh, look at it. It's so powerful. Okay, now I'm just going to keep going until I've got all the stuff here that I need. And then we're going to make the stuff. Okay, that should be enough for at least the boots. Now I have to put the boots in the middle. And I think it's like this. Oh, there we go. Okay, that's a nice step up. And then we'll have to wait a bit more. There we go. That's a nice solid amount as well. So I think the leggings are like this. Oh no, they replace one slot up here, which is great. That saves us a little bit of effort. Okay. And then the helmet, finally, should be like this, I guess. We're going to have the chest plate that is a jetpack. Oh, so we do need to make actually the base chest plate, which is fine. That won't take a second to do. Let's just do it now. There you go, the chest plate. Now I'm at least back to the level I was previously. So let's check how far do we need to take this. So there is a lot of backpedaling to do through all the different levels. So I tell you what, the rest of the stuff here it's the same as you've just seen me doing. It's putting all this stuff together. It's going through a lot of different layers. I'm gonna have to make a little bit more enderium, but that's not such a big deal. But all this stuff I have the resources for easily to hand. I think the only thing I might have to do a little bit more work for is to get some more ender pearls, but it won't be such a hassle. So I'm going to go through the work of getting a jet plate. The reason, by the way, I want the jet plate is because it's got so much more storage potential, which means it's got so much more potential to charge my tools, which means I don't have to charge my tools as often. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Is there anything else? Oh, the lumium. I think that's just, yeah, I don't think the lumium's too complicated either. No, okay, the lumium's not so complicated. So I'm going to go ahead and put all the work together for that, and then we're going to be there. I'll click the last button together with you guys. Okay, it's just that it's a lot of stuff to do, and it's going to take. We're already at the getting close to the end of this episode, so I'm going to put all this stuff together, and we'll be there together for the last click. I will see you in just a second. Okay, we're back. We're not in there, not because it exploded or anything like that. Not again. We're up here because I kind of had a lot of time on my hands. There's been a problem. Okay, now I've made everything I need. I spent rather a long time doing it, and there's no button here. There's nothing to click. Everything's in the right place. Everything is the right thing as far as I can. There's flux thrusters here. I'll search flux thrusters. There's only one option, and it's those ones. And it's exactly made out of these things. This is perfect. It's not, everything's charged. Like even in the recipe for the jet plate, the recipe indicates that this can be charged or uncharged, but these aren't allowed to be charged. So it could be that these are a tiny bit charged, but I really don't think that's it. And there's nothing I can really do to decharge them, I guess. No, I can't think of anything I can do to decharge them. The reason they're charged is because I have installed wireless power over here, so that when I use these tools, they will be repowered afterwards, which will be handy. So, I mean, that could be it. But I tell you what's going to happen. I'm going to solve this problem, and I'm never going to explain how, okay? But I'm going to have a jetpack in like 2 seconds. So, look, I've done the stuff. It's here, okay? I just can't click the button with you. So you'll see me in a second with a jetpack. There you go, jetpack. Isn't that cool? Trouble is, I've got to remember how to turn the hover setting off, because I don't need it. Let me sort that out now. Aha, there you go. It's the same key as, it's this key. Okay, it's the same key that is actually turning hover on and off. So now it needs to be off. And there we go. I can now fly much faster than just using a normal one. This is much cooler. And it's just a lot easier. There you go, look at that. And if I switch back to my normal view, because it's starting to freak me out that I can see myself. There you go. Much faster, much cooler. And now when I use up my battery for an item, it'll charge itself. and I am extremely well protected. So for the enchanting, I have a little thing set up. So today's been a lot of like me doing things and then suddenly revealing to you that I've done them, but that's because I'm trying to deal with the whole not having as much time as I used to have thing. So I'm afraid you're just going to have to deal with this one. I went ahead and I've set up a little thing over here. Let's close these doors. And, I've changed the bookshelves in here. I've realised a way of making them have a little bit more depth, and that is to use carpenter's blocks. And these, by the way, are carpenter's stairs. And what I've done is just, I put the carpenter's stairs in there, and then what the hell's happened here? Look at that. They've become applewood. That's strange. These are micro blocks, and they've become applewood, and that's very annoying. And I'll find out how that happened. That's weird. It's like an infection. Okay, well, yes, I used carpenter blocks to give these a bit more depth by like putting the carpenter stairs in there and then covering it with bookshelves. So, I just like the way it's affected things. Oh, and I also had to put a back door in here because of the fact that I have now I'll put some new villagers in. I'll talk about that in a second. I've got one villager who comes around here and delivers leather and sugarcane to this library so that they can make books. But he was having a real problem, or she was having a real problem getting around in this area. So I put a back door in, and I've also gotten rid of this fence. I've also put some workers, or had some workers, to work the fish farms here, but they were not doing a very good job, so I'm going to have to rethink that. So let me show you those two new houses I put in. They're just over here. They're not particularly complicated. There's one small one here for the fisher. No, actually both these are for the fishermen, but they may end up being put out of their jobs because they're really useless. Seriously, they just come here and for a little while are confused trying to figure out how to get to their house, and then they just give up and wander off. So like there, look, you can watch this guy having fun. Look, he's been told to work this block over here, and he's just gonna stand here for a couple of hours, unable to reach the block, unable to work, and then he'll go home and get some food, which is really, really productive of him, and I'm very grateful. So yeah, those guys will get moved. Now, the other house is for the other person who actually has a name. We've actually named two NPCs today. We've named, I won't say people's names in case they don't like it, but one of them's here. There you go. And if you don't like your name being in the video, then let me know and I'll cut it out. And then the other one is over here, and I won't say this name either, but this is where they live. And their job is, they're at House 17. Their job is to deliver the paper and the leather, or what will be turned into paper and leather, to the library. So, the library, let's go in through the back door. This is the servant entrance. There's no way of getting around it. This is the entrance for the servants. Now, there's this switch here we all know about. I wonder if I stand on it, will I get flown up in the air? Oh wow, it came up around me. That's cool. So that's for the enchanting table. Now, I was getting all ready to enchant all this stuff with just like by normal standards, in normal methods. But then I decided to take a time out and make a more complex way of enchanting, because it felt weird to be, like, I did all this stuff with complex machinery, and then I'm like, okay, now I'm going to sit here for an hour and do some enchanting work. Instead, I built this. Oh, it was so dramatic. I loved it. It's exactly what I wanted. So, over here is a tank full of essence, and that is from our mob farm being put here by a tesseract. Oh, I've got to close it because the new addition to our village is obsessed with coming here and getting trapped. It's really weird. Every now and then I find them in the corner of the room staring ahead. No, they're not there today. Okay, so now this is our enchanting room. It's not permanent, and don't be worried about the fact that I built it off screen. I'm going to build a new one with you a little bit more clearly, and that is because I needed this one today and I didn't want to just do it on the floor. Next week, I think we're going to be focusing on some magic-y stuff. So we will be building a new one of these next week, a better one in a better place, way over there, and I'll talk about that then. Or the to-do list room, we'll talk about it then. Hey, so now this is stuff for automatically enchanting books because I didn't want to have to do it by hand, and this is an auto anvil that is for putting books together into a better configuration, and this here is for printing books. So I've got all the stuff we need for doing that over here, and then yes, bottles of enchanting. So now this is because at some of these stages, to do some of these things, I do need a bit of experience, and this actually converts between essence and liquid XP, and liquid XP I can actually use. So I left a bit going, and then we've got some XP here which I can use. So it's just, it's normal bottle of enchanting. Just give it a good smashing smash. And then eventually we'll have a lot of XP. And that's enough to do some stuff. But it's not enough to do everything. I'll have to get some more and sort some more out. But for now this works. There you go. This is almost all of our bottles gone. There you go. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take... So here's the books that have been enchanting. I've left it going this whole time. A lot of time actually. So that you've got some books that are enchanted. Now I'm going to sort of filter out the ones that are crap that I don't want. And then keep the ones that I do. So power is great. Aqua affinity is great. I like that. Projectile protection, we're really getting good enchantments. Fire aspect, maybe. I don't think I'll use fire aspect. Let's put it there. Luck of the Sea also probably won't be used. I don't want auto smelt. Auto smelt's a piece of crap. Only because it crashes my game. Otherwise, it's great. I don't also need unbreaking because none of my tools are ever going to break. Reaper is really great. So Acro Affinity is, I think that has higher levels available. Sharpness has higher levels available. And looting can be a high level, I think. So what we're going to do now is, I think haste can have a high level as well. That should be haste on there, and I should be able to shift click it, and there's the enchantment book, the enchanted book. Yeah, haste 2. So now we just put it on here, and this is, by the way, Bibliocraft. I think we've got some ink in here. Yeah. So now we just put that on here and give it some ink. Oh, I think it needs empty books, actually. Do I have some? Yeah. There you go. I think it needs a stack of books. There you go. It needed books. So that's going to do its job, and we can check out some other books that have been enchanted. We've got a looting 2, which is good. I think we've got 2 looting 2s now. That one's fine. It's going to be a little bit of organization. I think looting 3 is the max, right? So there you go. There's 2 looting 2s. That's maxed. And I think there's another level of Acro Affinity. Now, let me just check with my anvil whether it's possible. Oh, good. It is possible to get looting 3. But it's just got some work to do. I think it has to take a while to do it. And now we can check on this book and another one. So we can already print it, and then we'll get the third one back. There we go. So we tripled our book there, and there is looting 3. Okay, so that one's maxed as well. Now we can try maxing haste 2. See if we can make... Okay, no, haste is the maximum of haste. I didn't actually realize that. So we've got 3 haste that we don't actually need now. That's fine. Let's max sharpness out. So we put this here. Okay, so this is what I'm going to be doing for a while. I'm going to be getting more XP, putting it into this to make a copy of the book, typesetting the book, and then making the perfect version of that book. So I will see you in a second when we've got the best books we can possibly have, and the best enchantments we can possibly have, and that'll be it. Here we are back. So in my inventory I have a lot of cool things, or well, I think they're cool things. So I have put together a bunch of books that have as much as I could put on them. In this case I have my boots, which have haste 2 and featherfall, and the featherfalling, by the way, is in case I ever lose my angel wings, and that way they can protect me. And in my helmet, I have Acro Affinity and Respiration, because I can't think of much else more helpful. Now, the chest plate is a bit different because I've got several different things that I want to put on the chest plate, and I know that I can, but I can't do it with using any of the tools I have here. So we're going to save the chest plate for another day. And the same is true of the sword. Now, the only things that I'm going to enchant now is probably the helmet and the boots. And the reason I'm being so cautious, by the way, I put this anvil here. The reason I'm being so cautious is because I don't want to have to rebuild all the stuff I've made. So let's put the helmet on at least. So we've got a little bit of enchanting done today. We should be able to get... I should probably take my helmet off to do that. There you go. And I think I can do the boots as well. Was it helmet and boots that I've got? Yeah. Let's do the helmet and the boots. Maybe I'll just change it to that word helmet because it seems quite long to appear on my screen every single time. There you go. And let's make sure we don't put the boots one on the helmet. There's the helmet. So do we get everything? If we don't get everything from the book, then I'm not going to do it like this. I do. Okay, that's fine then. And then the boots. They're called boots, that's fine. Let's make this into boots. Need more XP. Give me a second. There we go. This should be it. It was 19, wasn't it? I might have to get some more. Oh, I think that's not quite enough. I mean, we'll see in a second. Oh, we got that. That's just perfect. I love it when that happens. Okay. And we get haste and featherfall. So that's perfect. Now I can put this on. And I can put this on. And I'm a little bit more, well, not really that protected actually. I'm a little bit more hasty. I'm a little bit more breathy, I think. Oh gosh, something's wrong with my mob farm if that's not full. Okay, we'll have to fix that. Okay, well, that's a little bit, let's close that so that no one gets stuck in there. That's a little bit better. We've done a little bit of enchanting. Not something I actually do often. Now, I am, like I said, I'm sorry that I set that up without anyone actually knowing. I just kind of did it. And the same thing with our machines over there. But it was important that I continue with the episode and that I don't have to spend another 6 hours building something for the sake of continuing the episode. So this episode has been a lot of me doing something and then you not knowing much about it, which is a shame. But I tell you what, hopefully next week I'll have more time because it's kind of the Christmas holidays. I'll have more time and we're going to be doing something over here to do with enchanting, but to do with a lot of things. So we'll see. But hopefully next week will be a lot more involved. But this week, I kind of just did some stuff that I've been wanting to do for a while. I've needed a new armor for a while, and I've wanted a jetpack for a while, and I've wanted to enchant my stuff for a while, and I've wanted to fix the village for a while. That's the most important. The village is working. Apart from that, these guys aren't doing anything. I put this wooden beam here because I wondered if there might not be an issue with the doors, that the micro blocks are not detected as normal blocks. So now the door only has normal blocks above it. So I don't know what's going on with these two, apart from the fact that they're probably just not normal villagers. So, you know, whatever. Oh, I didn't realize there was a gap here. That's kind of kind of creepy. Okay, well, I think I'm going to leave it here, though. Let me just, there you go. Been a while since I've done this, and I'm quite proud of my jetpack. So, this week we've managed to finish the village off. It's a little bit more homely. That's kind of nice. It's a little bit more finished. It's a little bit more complete. And we'll do some more stuff on it in a little while. So, like I said, I'm sorry this episode was a little bit uninvolved, but well, I appreciate you sticking around anyway. So, I am going to see you next time. I'm going to go ahead and turn my head off. Thank you very much for watching. This has been Gesture of None. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you have, don't forget to like and subscribe, and leave a comment below if you've got any ideas, questions, or suggestions. And I will see you next time.